Thank you for tuning in to this week's Just Ball Things. If you're catching us on the podcast, remember to give us a rating and review. And now, on with the show.
Shut up and sit down.
This week on JBT. With the trade deadline done and dusted, and with the All-Star team successfully picked, safe to say it's been a busy week for JBT. We'll be taking you through a couple of the trades that happened, our thoughts on them, and most importantly, the trade that did not happen. We'll be chatting Kevin Durant's recent outbursts to the media regarding his free agency. And staying on free agency, we'll be discussing whether playoff results will dictate future movements. All that news and more, as well as a brand new off-topic. So shut up, sit down, because JBT is about to begin. No, Good morning, afternoon, or evening, from wherever you're listening across the world. Welcome to another episode of Just Ball Things.
Back, baby.
With me today, as always, we have the J-Man, Jack Manuel. How are you, mate?
Pretty swell.
Swell? That's super well, or solid and well? Or
is that what swell actually is?
Maybe.
I'm losing my mind a bit now. Insert blown mind gif. Speaking of insert blown mind gifs, are we doing this forwards? Are we doing this backwards? You guys will find out.
I mean, this is the paradoxical nature of JBT.
It is.
What is time?
Don't
is it a fabricated construct?
Don't get into this again.
No, we are genuinely coming to you live. Hopefully. I mean, live to an extent. We're not coming to you live at all.
No, we're not.
It is pre-recorded.
Yes, it is.
That is what you're listening to. My name is Nick Busing. And did you know, Matt?
Oh, don't do the gym.
No.
Oh.
I have my standard ones. I could do my toe. Look, it's healing nicely.
I don't want to look at your feet.
Look at it. Look at my toe.
Show me your feet.
I had my nail. I'm not sure if I told the people. I had my toenail removed last week, so I wouldn't have. I had my toenail removed last week. It's healing very nicely.
Toesies.
And now I have zero pain in my toe.
Wonderful news.
But my random fact was going to be, is time a fabricated construct?
Okay, here we go. That's like an
It's actually one of the books I really want to read. Is it Big Questions to Small? No, Small Answers to Big. Brief Answers. Brief Answers to Big Questions.
Right.
By Stephen Hawking.
So it's just like yes or no. Is time a construct? Yes. Ooh, all right, cool. Well, it's Stephen Hawking said that. Let's move on.
It must be. But I'm sure there's a lot of space-time stuff in there.
No, I bought like what's his more famous one, The Brief History of Time.
Is it?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah. All right.
She's nodding in the background.
I think I don't know if I've read it yet, but I got it on a bookshelf somewhere. But we should stop talking about science. You always take us down these weird, horrible rants, and it goes for like 8 minutes, and people aren't listening to the rest of the podcast. Speaking of basketball,
the opening of our pod is a trademark. It is a staple. It is what we are, and it's what I thrive in. All right, official banter time, mate, has officially begun. Point 1.1 on our document.
I thought
it's official banter time.
It ended.
Now we got a few housekeeping rules, I guess.
Rules.
Housekeeping things to get by. There's a term in there. Yep. You can look it up.
Cool.
You can contact us on Twitter at the JBT or at JBTNick. We are also closely affiliated with OTG Basketball. They've got an awesome podcast network, news website. We can keep up to date with all things NBA. Make sure you follow them on Twitter as well at OTG Basketball. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/justballthings. Give us a like and follow there. jbtpodcast at gmail.com. Anything you want to add to the show? Anything you want to hear? Segment ideas? Talking points? If you just want to abuse us.
They know what to do with emails next. Don't drag it on.
Send us an email.
Yeah.
I care about giving you proper information. Jack just wants to rush through this thing. I care.
Yeah, you take your time because you like pause between your points, and because we all know that
I'm like Stephen A. when I speak. One thing I've noticed is just like he'll say something and then pause for like 10 seconds, and that's me.
Yeah,
that's me.
Except
dramatic pause.
You're not Stephen A. Smith, and we all know that dead air is the best thing for podcasts.
Hey, he does it on audio platforms. Anyway, just ball. I mean, Busick Manuel scale.
Yeah, there it
my
is.
My brain's working. For those of you who are new, this is a JBT created scale. Sum up how likely things are to happen in the NBA. We scale it from alternative fact, Twitter fact, Wikipedia fact, or just straight up factamundo. Bobby Marks, mate.
BB.
BB.
I don't know what I think I was...
B-O-B-B, Marky Marks.
B-O-B-B-Y. BM. Business Management.
M-A-R-K-S, yes. Bobby Marks, mate. He's a learned man.
Sort of. He also did
he is.
He did that horrible Celtics trade with the Nets. That was him.
Yeah, actually, yeah, he did.
He's learned, but he's also dumb. He's dumb learned.
But is Jerry West a good coach?
Joe West a coach or is it a GM?
But I'm sort of deflecting here. Jerry West. What's your feeling on Jerry West?
An all-time great
as a coach.
Who was he coach of? I don't even know.
Didn't he coach your Nets?
Jerry West.
No. Wait. Who am I thinking of? Who's
Jason
up for the
Kidd.
Jason Kidd?
Horrible coach.
Yeah. Okay.
Horrific coach.
Okay. I wanted to know whether you were actually putting him in a good light, and I'm like, well, actually, he's pretty shit.
No.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Bobby Marks, mate.
Bobby.
BM. Let's actually do the take. The Lakers dodged a bullet in not trading for Anthony Davis in free agency.
Interesting one here, Nick.
So that's a take that Bobby Marks has come out with
On the low post.
in the low post.
I don't think I can give this a fact, but I don't think I can give it an alternative fact either. I'm sort of torn.
Well, that's why we have two other rungs on this scale.
Yes,
mate.
Nick. Jesus, let me just banter and ponder. We don't pre-prepare on this podcast. I know you don't, especially. 'Cause I do all the pre-preparing for this thing. He sort of put forth the fact that they would lose literally everything.
They would.
And they wouldn't have that much cap space to sort of, build a roster around Davis and James. And obviously an aging James at the same time. So, I mean, I think he said there would be something like $20 million to get like some other guy. I'm sure the Lakers would be willing to go into the luxury tax if they had that team. So for me, it sort of makes sense. And I mean, the Lakers already traded away probably their best young asset for the past 5-10 years. I don't know how many. I'm obviously very high on D'Angelo Russell, and D'Angelo Russell is better than Lonzo. He's better than Brandon Ingram. He's better than Kyle Kuzma right now. And Magic Johnson made that trade. So if you lose these guys again, does Brandon Ingram thrive on the Pelicans? Does Kyle Kuzma become, a 6 Man of the Year contender? Does Lonzo Ball become, a Drew Holiday sort of type? So I think I'll give this not trading for Anthony. They dodged a bullet, so it's not a fact. I'll give it a Twitter. Because at the end of the day, Anthony Davis is a transcendent player. One of the best bigs since, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in terms of trading and, one of the best power forwards of all time. So, yeah, I mean, are they going to do the same thing in July anyway? Or is it going to be Boston making that mistake? Obviously, when you have this transcendent talent, game-changing, altering championship-level talent on the roster, on the market, you got to make those decisions and see what happens.
You're not wrong. They would have had to give up everyone and their dogs.
Did you see the there was one guy who put up, because obviously it was just the rumors were that the Pelicans weren't even really engaging with them. They were just sort of trolling with them, and it worked because the Lakers were shit over that period. And someone did the ESPN trade machine and added Magic Johnson statue, Shaquille O'Neal statue, an H from the Hollywood sign in Los Angeles. It was wonderful because they was essentially giving that. And
they would have to give up everything and more. But I think...
Would you give up the kitchen sink for that?
I mean, I would.
Bathroom sink?
I'd
What's a better sink?
Most sinks I would give.
What sink wouldn't you give? It was a marble sink. And it was
this is
Italian
where I'm getting at. I think that Anthony Davis is worth it. Your window is 4 years.
With LeBron because of
Your window is now.
Yeah.
If they do this trade everyone, and they win a championship, is it worth it?
I don't think they win a championship right now, though.
What are the chances? That's the best chance they've got.
Yeah, but I would also advocate for a lesser-like trade and trying to get in a free agent at the same time. But obviously the rumours were swirling around the fact that if they were to get Davis, that it could lure Kyrie, it could lure Klay Thompson. So I agree with what you're saying. So what does that leave you on the scale then before we move on?
I'm giving this one a Wikipedia fact.
Okay.
I'm giving it a little bit more credence than you. I think they should have done it, but they may have dodged a bullet because, like you said, Anthony Davis doesn't guarantee them a championship. It gives them the best chances for a championship.
Yeah.
But if they had made that trade, Anthony Davis comes and they don't win a championship, then it was not worth it. Of course, hindsight 2020.
Yeah.
But like I always liken it to the Nets thing, which different situation. All your picks were unprotected.
It was Bobby Marks as well.
All your picks were unprotected.
Yeah.
Which whatever. But if that trade had paid off, then no one cares about the next 4 years of your franchise. It's just because you turned into a bad team so quickly, and you had no future.
Yeah.
It was just bad all round.
But I want your future.
The Lakers' time is now. It's time to throw everything at everyone to get players that you deem suitable for a championship.
Yeah, that's fair, Nick. And, obviously it relates to LeBron and his age as well. But I've seen some things just from LeBron in terms of his engagement that hasn't been amazing. But that's just, mild things. And obviously
LeBron signed a 4-year deal so that they can put steps in place.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis was one of those steps.
Yeah.
They were throwing... their trade package to him was exorbitant.
Yeah.
And the Pelicans turned it down. Whatever.
Good word, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I pull out a couple sometimes.
Yeah, but
then normally when
you pull them out, you always stop yourself and say, that's a good word. But
I use exorbitant every day.
Had to give you a bit of credence there, Nicholas. But we'll move on. Playoff results will be the key determinant. And we're not going to talk about all the trade deadline stuff. That you can find that on OGDbasketball.com. But playoff results will be the key determinant in further free agency movement in July this off-season. I think this is an absolute clear as day fact. Mm-hmm. I think that players like Kyrie, KD, Kawhi, you can't say that they know Clay to an extent. I think probably to a lesser extent Clay, because he's obviously not the
number one.
He's not the number one guy on the team.
I feel like this can be said about every year though.
Yes, but I think it gets swept under the rug, and we all sort of just buy into the hype.
You're right. Like this. I don't recall like people talking specifically about playoff results affecting free agency.
Someone I can't remember.
But it is I think it's a common case in the NBA. I mean, if you have final success, people are more likely to bring it back. If play it again.
Yeah,
Sammy, play it again. Sammy. I don't know.
Who the hell you
Casablanca?
I've never seen.
I mean, neither have I, but it's a famous line. Play it again, Sam.
It's like Rosebud. It's Citizen Kane's still a shit movie.
Oh!
Take that, IMDb.
God damn. Okay, all right.
Playoff results. But in terms of that, Nick, because obviously with Kyrie Irving the other day sort of saying, he doesn't owe anybody shit. Kevin Durant, who we'll get to very soon, saying like, the rumors are that he's almost bound for New York, which we'll talk about as well. And Kawhi Leonard, the LA Clippers keep opening up space, obviously, to
Team Tampa, mate. Team Tampa.
Team Tamperino. Tamperino is pretty good. But I think that if say that the Boston Celtics go on a big playoff run, then it probably allows a guy like Kyrie to go, well, maybe I should stick around, despite the fact that, Marcus Morris, after today's game where they blew that 28-point lead to the LA Clippers, and Kyrie did go off with a knee injury as well, and Marcus Morris said some pretty enlightening stuff saying that it's not fun here anymore. We see other teams, and we see them having fun. You look at not to tout my own team, but the Brooklyn Nets. Our bench celebrations are getting posted by Bleacher Report and getting thousands of likes and retweets. That's not happening in Boston, and I think that could dictate what happens. But winning cures all, Nick. At the end of the day,
yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah.
And Golden State, with the Draymond situation, I think KD is a different cat, though. I think that even if they were to win the championship, I think he still could leave, despite the fact that he could be a part of history in terms of running it back and winning 5 out of 6 or 4 out of 5, whatever it is. But yeah, in terms of for like guys like Kawhi and the rest, and I think that's going to be the number one thing. It's obvious, but I think it needs to be mentioned because it's like I mentioned earlier, been swept under the rug a bit too much.
Yeah, like you said, winning cures all. If the Celtics go on that playoff push, Kyrie might be more likely to stay. He's the number one guy. But I completely agree with everything you've said with Kevin Durant and his sentimonies.
I love the sentimonies.
He's just an angry dude.
He is, and I don't know
He's
why.
He's an angry man.
We'll save our KD takes for a little bit later because we do have a busy Manuel for that. But if, say, Nick, that Toronto comes out of the East, like we talked about Boston, but we didn't really speak about Kawhi because obviously he's not as flashy a guy. But if Toronto comes out of the East, they versus Golden State in the finals, they push him to 6 or 7. Does Kawhi stay? Despite the fact that I've mentioned that I think he's going to the Clippers, I'm not sure where you stand officially. We did talk about like his real estate stuff, but
yeah, I'm firm on Lakers.
Lakers.
I think I said no. Sorry, no.
Clippers.
I was
staying.
I was team staying.
Okay.
I was team staying.
Right.
I feel like
I think I remember.
Kawhi, especially if he smells a sniff of a championship, he's not going to care whether he lives in Toronto. I feel like he's sort of a dude that's just like, because he still would live a lavish life. He would still live a lavish lifestyle in Toronto. Toronto's a beautiful city.
But like there were those minor rumblings coming out when he made that All-Star team for the first time and it was in Toronto that he didn't want to leave his hotel room. He didn't want to do anything. But you take that with a grain of salt. But Nick, Stephen A. Smith, Steve-O, your favourite,
Smitty,
the guy that you model your podcasting game off, has said that Markelle Fultz, obviously being traded to the Orlando Magic recently for OKC's protected pick, first-round pick, and
John Osimo.
Yeah, John Osimo.
John Osimo.
Actually, John Osimo is pretty
That's pretty good.
I was like, it's bad. It's actually amazing. That needs to be on Basketball Reference, please. Anyone listening from Basketball?
Johnny Sim. John Osimo.
John Osimo is better.
Just Simo. No, okay. I'm ruining it. I'm ruining it.
You were here. You're going down to here, mate. Just
no one can see your hands.
Quit while you're ahead, you bum. But Markelle Fultz on the verge of being the biggest bust in NBA history. We'll see what happens in Orlando for him, but we'll first hear Steve-O's thoughts.
We talk about the shoulder injury, and we talk about how bad his shot was thereafter, where he couldn't even attempt to jump. It was like a jerk, and then like Charles Barkley swinging a golf club, and you just got that motion or whatever. That's how bad his shot got. But that's not the reason I'm saying that he's on the verge of being the biggest bust. It's because that, coupled with those personal demons that have gotten in the way of him playing the game of basketball and focusing to the degree where he can get himself better.
Strong words there from the Steve-O, Steve man.
He always has strong words. They're nothing but strong words.
His mouth is very strong.
Steve Strongword Smith.
Steve. Ooh.
Not bad, yeah.
We are killing it with nicknames today.
We're doing well.
We are destroying it. So Markelle Fultz is on the verge of being the biggest bust in NBA history. Agree, disagree, Twitter, Wiki, facts.
Alternative, because it's Anthony Bennett. Like that, it's as simple as that. Markelle Fultz at least can go down and go, look, I got a triple-double. Whereas Anthony Bennett played 11 minutes for the Brooklyn Nets in 2016. He was just so bad. He was so out of shape. He was Canadian. He is Canadian. So do I probably shouldn't have said that. We've got a fair chunk of Canadian listeners. I love Canada. I've been to. This is
we've talked praises on Toronto.
We have. Mm-hmm. Cool. Thank you for covering my butt right there. But yeah,
you are the New Zealand of America.
They are, and New Zealand's cool as well.
I love New Zealand.
Yeah,
but you're not Australia.
But right now he's in the G League, killing it for the Agua Caliente Clippers. Nicholas putting up big numbers there. So yeah, I think Markelle Fultz. I've actually got some confidence in the fact that in Orlando is probably the best situation for him. But 2 years down the track, if we look back on this, even 5 years down the track, he could be there. But I think Anthony Bennett is in a league of his own when it comes to bustability.
I think this take is born not so much out of skill level and more out of sheer change in
potential,
player
production.
It's not potential; it's player. He is a different player. If you had a blind man who obviously couldn't see,
that's true.
Okay,
that's what blind men are like. They can't see.
If you had some sort of color blindness, but instead of not being able to see color, you couldn't see basketball players, but you could still see. Okay, no, I don't know where I'm going with this.
You can't see the basketball ring?
He is a
irreconcilable,
unrecognizable player.
That's not that hard of a word.
I know. I was reconcilable. It's recognizable. He's an unrecognizable player to what he was at college. Completely different shooting motion. Completely different confidence. He is a shadow of. He's a shadow of himself. He is a shell of himself, and all the other shit words.
Shit. It's pretty shit.
So I think that this take is more born out of that. You see a complete shift in his shooting action. 2 more shitwords.
Yeah.
So I think it's a greater bust. I actually sort of agree with it.
But
I think Verge, 100%.
But you're basing it off purely on the fact of what his potential was and what he has turned out to be.
Yes, that is a bust.
Yeah, but like in terms of like number 1 picks and in terms of turning into an NBA player, like Anthony Bennett didn't show. Sorry, he's not getting back to the NBA. He's 26 years old. He didn't show anything. Like anything. Markelle Fultz, yes, we saw minor glimpses, and like I said, he had that triple-double, and, you know, I think he was okay defensively as well. I just think that this is a little premature as well.
Of course it's premature, of course, but he is on the verge. Of course, if he continues down this path of mediocrity, just less than mediocrity, if he continues down this path of just sheer disappointment, then yes, he will be the biggest bust. There was a lot of hype around his pick. One, they traded up for him.
Yeah.
2, he went to the Sixers and was the final piece in this process.
Yeah.
2 instances that he can't control.
Yeah.
But that is both of those little caveats. I'm killing it, mate. I know. I'm destroying it. 2 of those things, and I've just ruined it.
Things
add to his narrative of being a bust.
Yeah.
2 things he couldn't control. It's got nothing to do with how he was as a player. It was the hype around his trade. Traded up for Jason Tatum will be forever linked. Yep, it's associated with him, and I completely agree with him.
All right.
And I don't agree with much of what Steve-O says.
You love Steve-O. Get around
I like his voice.
Yeah,
I'll give him that. He's got a great radio voice.
He does. So do we. Team LeBron will destroy Team Giannis at All-Star Weekend, Nicholas.
Here we go. Some All-Star talk.
All right. We've done tradesy and whatever sees, but... Okay, so...
I'm pretty sure we didn't talk about the Otto Porter trade.
We will actually get in Wizards Woes.
It's the biggest trade of the deadline.
Some nice music coming ahead for that one as well. But LeBron's he's got some KD action. He's got some Kyrie action. He decided to pick a bit of a Kawhi. Took a bit of a Jimmy. And he's in the round 2. His first pick was Anthony Davis. Took on a bit of a Clay. Took on a bit of a Dame. Took on a bit of a Russ, who he traded for Ben Simmons. Nice little trade there.
Yeah.
That's some nice GM nature. LeBron the GM in full force. And he took a bit of a LaMarcus. I'm going for Team Giannis because they have D'Angelo Russell. So that's...
yes. So it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
But Giannis did bad, bro. Like...
It was his first time. The big lights. I mean, he was sitting in front of a camera. But, like, the big lights and the big stage... He can't really speak the language
because he's Greek.
Yeah, I mean, you listen to him speak. There's a thick accent in there.
Love his
accent. He only
just
discovered smoothies. He's not privy to all of this
Very
stuff.
sexy man, Giannis.
He is.
Lovely biceps, trapezoids.
He got jacked over the summer.
Oh man,
and like he's a large man.
He's a statue. He's statuesque in his nature. But yeah, in terms of the teams, you look at and Giannis has got. You know, he took Steph, but then after that, it just went all downhill. I love that, like, Joel and Russ are on the same team as well. That's going to be fun. Those 2 blokes aren't the biggest fans, but they'll probably have a couple of handshakes. We know what happened with KD and Russ, you know, was that last year or the year before, where the whole KD-Russ drama, and then they did an alley-oop to each other?
Yeah. And they high-fived, they dapped up after the timeout.
Yeah, a year or 2 ago. It's what we live for. We live for this drama. But Nick, you team LeBron, team Giannis before we move on?
I mean, I'm team LeBron. They're gonna win.
Oh yeah.
But I find it's a very different team personalities wise.
Okay.
You look at who LeBron picked as his first couple, and they're all players that are amazing players, but not fun players.
Yeah.
You've got Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Who's a great. So
Kyrie's fun as shit.
It was very much a LeBron creating a team to win, because your first 2 picks
and creating a team to
Kyrie Irving in there as well, but you got Durant and Leonard. I'm sorry, if I'm going to play a game, I would much rather be playing with Steph, Giannis, Paul George, Joel Embiid.
It'd be fun.
His team is fun.
Yeah.
And you got James Harden in there, who doesn't seem like he's got a fun bone in his body.
He's got a nice beard. I don't. And one thing that if you I think his teeth are still bad, aren't they?
Who?
Like, that's what James Harden's. That's like a huge reason why he's had.
Oh,
the
yeah,
beard.
yeah. Oh, surely not. He's
Yeah.
on many millions of dollars a year.
He is on many millions of dollars.
He could replace all his teeth with platinum teeth and still be in the black.
Yeah, true. We'll go to Twitter. Jason Maples. LeBron showing more love to Harrison Barnes than his actual teammates who are going through a shit show LeBron himself started is whack. Trash AF. It's absolutely indefensible. That is obviously in...
That is a verbatim tweet.
It was very verbatim. It's VV. Vavavoom.
You mean VB?
Yeah.
Vic better.
Yes.
Don't!
Dude, that, please. But yeah, because this is obviously in reference to LeBron standing up for Harrison Barnes, who's traded in the middle of a game. Had no idea about it.
He knew.
He didn't. That's
He knew.
Tracy
the intel came out that
He did know.
before the game he was told that a trade might
Where
happen.
did that come from? Because Tracy McGrady on the jump said he didn't know.
I heard it on the either Ringer. I only listened to two podcasts,
like it has-
so it's either the Ringer or the
Stars.
Starters.
Okay.
Both of which I believe are credible sources.
They are.
More so the Ringer than the Starters.
Yeah.
But he knew.
Okay.
I'm fairly sure it was the Ringer.
It'd be the Ringer.
Yeah, a trade might happen. He didn't know the trade would what
you-
trade it was, but he knew that a trade was on the cards.
Are you in agreement with the fact that LeBron sticking up for that and rather than sticking up for his own teammates is sort of playing that down, talking it down? Because he did to an extent, but then he was also sitting by himself 4 seats down in Indiana, has no friends.
Look at the stuff that happened with Brooks, with the Suns and Grizzlies and that other team, the Wizards. No,
Yeah.
was it the Wizards? Were we part of that team?
Yes,
I think we
you
were.
were.
Yeah, we were part of that team. Everything's a repressed memory right now. But you know, they pulled Dylan or the older
Marshawn.
one, thank you, into the locker room and said you're being traded, and then they've had to go back. You know, stuff like this happens.
Yeah.
Like players get traded. It's a business. Get over it.
Ooh.
Like, I am extremely surprised that LeBron has come out and said these things. Given that, yeah, it is a business. If they want to approach a trade during the game, and that's when the trade's on the cards, then yeah, you do it.
Cool.
What's going to happen? Oh, they wait to the end of the game. They tell them you're going to get traded. The trade's still going to happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when you learn about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a play. The power shift has gone towards the players anyway.
I'm fairly sure Otto Porter got traded while he was warming up.
Well, it's Otto Porter. No one really cares.
It's Harrison Barnes.
Yeah. I'd probably actually rather have Otto Porter, actually. That's fair.
I mean, they're both on big money. They're both contracts are not good.
Yeah, but Harrison Barnes is expiring soon.
Oh, yeah, no, it would be. It would be.
Nick, the chances of AD heading to Boston are slim to... Chelsea literally, when I like yell, she just twitched. The chances of AD heading to Boston are slim to none.
She's trying to sleep, Jack. Come on.
Not the best time to sleep.
Slim to none. Slim to none. Alternative fact.
Right. He's going there.
He's going.
Right. No,
I am-
what
I
about
am-
his dadsies?
I don't care.
You don't care about senior? AD senior?
No.
Dadsies?
There is a reason that the Pelicans
Didn't make the move.
did not make the move. They know that they can get a better trade package from the
Tates.
Celtics, which may
Tates.
force the Lakers to give up everything and more that they wanted from the Lakers.
How much more can you give up?
I mean, 2 first-rounders and 4 players?
Four.
Four
They don't
players.
have Zubac anymore to put in the
No,
deal.
exactly. They don't.
That was a
I
dumb
was so...
trade.
I know. I loved Zubac on that
Like
team.
Mike Muscala. Like
I
you're trading
know.
for Mike Muscala. Like their front office is so bad. I like Magic Johnson, and Rob Pelinka just says some dumb, weird philosophical shit half the time. He's probably like Taylor. He's just a weird dude. He's Rob Lowe. Like you look at him, and he's Rob Lowe.
Yeah, this is... I am... Alternative fact. He's going to Boston.
Yeah, probably, but I think that there could be something that happens.
There's no other team in the league who couldn't have offered for Anthony Davis.
I think the Knicks could if they get the #1 pick, and that ends up being Zion.
Okay.
That's
If you're talking picks at the end of
That's
the year.
literally the
potentially,
only, other sort of...
maybe they're fielding out on who gets Cy.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I think they would be probably praying for a Knicks because... And even, like, on AD's list of teams was Milwaukee and the Clippers as well, so... I mean, the Clippers have created some room with their sort of trade of Tobias Harris and the rest as well. So
they could fall hard in the tank right now and get that number 1 pick.
They're certainly not slim to none. This was something that I put on the doc literally right after Anthony Davis Sr. But I kept it on there because it's still highly, highly relevant. So we'll move on to KD and obviously his handling of free agency rumors, and Kevin Durant's handling of the media strongly indicates he'll leave Golden State in free agency. Let's have a listen to KD talking to the media recently.
I have nothing to do with the Knicks. I don't know who traded Porzingis. They got nothing to do with me. I'm trying to play basketball. Y'all come here every day, ask me about free agency, ask my teammates, my coaches. You rile up the fans about it. Y'all let us play basketball. That's all I'm saying. And now when I don't want to talk to y'all, it's a problem with me. Come on, man. Grow up. Grow up. Yeah, you. Grow up.
Grow up, Nick. Grow up. Yeah, you. Grow up.
Yeah, I'm the one. I'm the one who needs to grow up.
Wow. Pot, kettle, holding.
Yes.
That's good.
He is a mess of a man.
Mess. Soundbites right here, ladies and gentlemen.
The way that he claims the media's got like no respect for what he does, and his respect his decision to not talk to anyone, and fair enough. But he needs to, he does need to continuously say, it's like, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. If he doesn't want to talk about that, but he needs to realize the media's not going to stop because it's their job.
Yeah.
They are covering one of the biggest sports in the world.
Yeah.
They're not doing it for them.
Yeah.
They're doing it for the companies that they work for, and the companies are doing it for the fans who want to know.
Yeah.
The fans want to know. The fans who pay you.
Yeah.
All of those millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Who buy your merchandise.
Yeah.
They are the reason you are in the position that you are at the moment, Mr. Kevin Durant.
Ooh, Mr.
Mr. Durant.
Wow. Yeah, I mean...
They are everything. You owe them an interview with the media. You owe them answers. Learn from LeBron. There are media coaches who will who teach you how to speak to the media. Give them enough, but not too much. There are media coaches out there. What you are doing right now is you're cultivating an image for yourself that is not helping you. It's not helping Golden State. It's not helping your fandom.
He's literally making things worse in everything that he's doing by... Someone literally said, and I heard on a podcast, he was literally physically running out of sessions so he didn't have to speak to the media.
Yeah.
He's done that, for the past few days, and, he's speaking to them now. And
It is part of your job. His job is not to play basketball. That is one part of his job.
It's not, and, he was saying, about he just wants to play basketball. But there's just and I agree with what you're saying. But it's not hard. He's increasing the flames. He's throwing gasoline on it. All he needs to do is say, look, guys, I've just referred to my earlier comments. I don't know about the Knicks or whatever. We'll see what happens in free agency. And your mind can change. You can be a Kyrie. Kyrie obviously started his own flames, but he just doesn't know how to deal with it. And he's angry.
The media can be your best friend or your worst enemy.
Yeah.
But it's all dependent on how you deal with them. He's gonna have to come to deal with the fact that you're probably gonna have to repeat yourself 1,000,000 times to 1,000,000 different interviews. But you are one of the best players in basketball. It is part of your job. You get paid $25 million a year on a max deal, not to play basketball, to deal with media, to interact with fans. There is 100% clauses in that contract about media, your media responsibilities, your team responsibilities, your fan responsibilities.
Yeah.
They do the whole, the NBA Cares initiative.
I mean, I don't think we speak about, his outside stuff, because he's been a great community.
But,
it's literally just media.
But I'm saying, this is all part of an NBA contract, so it is your job to deal with media.
Is it his job to be repetitive? Repetitiveness is...
Repetitive is my job.
It's his job to
my job.
You're going to go out there and give the best performance of your life?
The best performance of your life.
Best performance of your life.
Yeah, it's poor from everyone's standpoint.
Does it mean, before we move on, does it mean he's leaving Golden State?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily. I mean, he is acting so far in his feels right now. I mean, that's what... Remember when Kevin Durant was nice?
Yeah.
That MVP year, it's like...
We wore the glasses.
Yeah, he was a nice man.
Friends.
And then it's just this downfall
He's like
atrocious.
He's a year older than me, and like I don't understand why he's so angry and all these things. It's just very strange to me.
He works a high profile job. High profile jobs have a lot of stress.
They-
High profile jobs have a lot of responsibilities. It's the same with any job.
They do, and I'm just not sure like whether this and like to me to an extent we want people to just be happy, and like when you see guys like Joel Embiid having fun and trolling with the media and all these sort of guys. It just bodes better. He's turned into Russ in terms of his frostiness with the media, which is strange. And obviously having a go at Ethan Strauss of The Athletic he's one of the most plugged in guys with the Golden State organization, probably for the past decade. Like, who are you? Like, grow up. Like, he has had more history with this organization than you have. And does it mean? I think it gives us an indication that he is. It doesn't make things better. Let's just put it that way. And I've sort of said that, the New York Knicks could be on the horizon, and a lot of others have said, but...
I feel like he's jealous of all the, the Gary Harrises of the world, the Otto Porters who get no media attention whatsoever.
Yeah.
And they just go to practice, they do their job, and they leave. Unfortunately, you are one of the best players, best workers in your field. You are the most skilled in your field. That's going to cause headlines, especially when your area, your business sector,
just don't do your business bullshit, you bum.
Is one of the biggest markets in the world.
Now, Nick,
people want to know about you.
Yeah, LaVar Ball, Lonzo's better than LeBron. Let's just hear it from.
Speaking of people with fantastic media prowess,
let's go. Don't. Good words today. LaVar, give us what you're saying.
And Lonzo is not the best player on that team now.
Are you crazy?
Are you saying Lonzo better than LeBron?
Yes.
Well, see.
You lost me on that.
Hey, I'll lose you again. I'll lose you again. You can't go there. LeBron getting older. I mean, I'll make Zoe better than LeBron if I'm coaching because I'm going to let him loose. And you're going to have hell.
Wait, are you saying you want to coach in Phoenix then?
I ain't saying I want to coach in Phoenix. I'm just giving them the first right of refusal like I did the Lakers. Try to get the boys. You don't want them, that's fine. Somebody going to take all three of my boys.
See, we going
and
good.
Somebody going to play.
We doing good. Because we close in age. We got a lot of the same. And then you ruined it by talking about Lonzo is better than LeBron. You know that's not true. You know that.
Why?
Mate, I could live off LaVar Ball's sound bites.
Oh, man. Yes!
It's just...
Feel for Shannon. Gotta feel for Shannon, though.
God. You are talking to one of the stupidest men. One of the proudest. I guess it's not so much stupidity. It's just more fierce
I think
pride.
I think he knows he's talking
I
shit.
think so as well. You
think
could see it. Yes!
If you look at his face as well.
Yeah, he knows. The little pause he's thinking is like, you know what? Screw it. I'm all in. Like, yes.
And then, like, the whys as well. He's, like, smiling at Shannon when he's like, wow.
Wow.
Mate.
Is Lonzo better than LeBron James?
Absolute fat Nicholas. 41% from the free throw line, 23% from three. Bang, 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 baby.
That's all you need. The 40-20 club. Stop many people in there.
20. Lonzo has been trash. And maybe in Phoenix, where LaVar's going to coach them, apparently. Skip said.
I'm a Lonzo sympathizer. Sympathizer is not the right word.
Empathizer? Can you put yourself in his shoes and having LaVar's dad?
I honestly cannot.
Exactly.
I can't fathom what LaVar is like. Like, is he like that in real life? When he's not in front of the camera?
Gotta watch the Big Baller Brand show, Nicholas. It's all over Instagram, Facebook.
What's it called? Like ball
Ball till I die. Big balls. Big balls is a good name.
You bum. It's got Ball in the Family or something like that.
I don't give a shit.
Can't.
I really don't care. Lonzo and LaVar mean shit to me.
Oh, God.
I could not care.
But we're talking about it.
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful because I just wanted to put in that soundbite. I just wanted to hear that. Yes.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna skip through this podcast when I listen to it and just go to what mark are we at?
40 minutes.
So about 40 minutes or so, and just go bang. But Nick, we will keep on the Lakers. Rob Pelinka, teams should fear LA in a 7-game playoff series. Put this on our Facebook, and I said that they have to make it first.
Yeah, well, they do.
Kings and Clippers are playing well, despite the fact the Clippers have lost. Well, they've lost, but they traded out Bobby and Toby.
Mm-hmm. Bobby and Toby.
They still beat Boston today. 28, back from 28 points down, and they've still got depth, and they're still nice. In Sacramento, adding Harrison Barnesy, HB sauce. It's HP
sauce.
Yeah, but HB and P, they're phonetically similar. Yeah, I mean, of course, because it's LeBron.
Yeah,
playoff LeBron.
That's all it is.
Playoff Rondo.
Oh, yeah.
Double playoff. Two playoff.
Two playoff goats.
Two playoff players. Playoff players. Yeah.
Playoffs.
Playoffs. Playoffers.
Let's stop.
Words are hard.
Yes, 100% they should fear LA in a 7-game series. But yes, 100% they do need to make it first.
Yeah.
Their losing streak is
bad.
I mean, they beat the Celtics the other day with a buzzer beater.
Rondo.
Yeah, big Rondo. Comes up for the big games.
He does.
Yeah, there's some playoff prowess in that team, and they are a force to be reckoned with. I think they will be going in as favourites against not all teams except 2.
They need to get the 7th seed. If they get Golden State in the first round and 1-8 series, bye-bye.
I think it'll be bye-bye maybe with the Rockets.
So whoever... I'm talking about if they finish 8th, it's a 1-8 series.
Yeah, but I think if they finish 7th, that's still bad.
I think they'll beat the Rockets. I think they'll beat... I honestly think that they'll probably beat anyone if LeBron is playoff LeBron. But again, like I mentioned earlier, my confidence isn't as great. So, yes, they should fear them, but it's not... this isn't a bona fide fact. I'll give this a wiki.
It's not going to be like a 7th seed in the past.
Yeah.
So 7th seed over the recent history in both the East and the West have been shit.
New Orleans.
They've been bad.
Yeah.
Portland, New Orleans was a bad matchup for Portland.
Yeah.
To be fair, but it still ended in a sweep.
Yeah.
Recent history has dictated that the 7th, 8th seed in both conferences has not been very strong.
Yeah.
If the Lakers are a 7th seed, that's a first-round matchup I can get excited for.
Yeah. Now, Nate Duncan has said you can argue each of the top 4 teams in the East right now is better than any team LeBron beat in the East during his 8 straight finals run. Now, a lot of people have been arguing about the fact that LeBron would still beat these teams, and yeah, he might, but I still think that these 4 teams, you can certainly make an argument. I think that Kawhi is like a LeBron kryptonite to an extent. I don't think that, we saw in Miami, that he went down to San Antonio and Kawhi Leonard. I think that person just there, Kyrie Irving, was a huge part of Cleveland's playoff run. Now on Boston, I think you'd probably show a little bit less fear for Philadelphia because of their inexperience and Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Yeah, they're good, but they also flamed out a little bit in the playoffs themselves. Milwaukee, they've been sensational, but I think LeBron is still LeBron and would probably beat them. And it's just by virtue of matchups. But I certainly think this is a fact and you can make that argument. And for those that can't acknowledge it and acknowledge how good these 4 teams are, last season, it was the Pacers, it was Toronto with DeMar DeRozan, Jonas Valanciunas, these sort of teams, and Boston without Kyrie, Philly as well. It's a step up this season, and we will probably talk about at length on other episodes about who is the team to beat in the East. But right now, it's a crapshoot. You roll the dice, and any of these teams could certainly get out there.
Yeah, I agree and disagree with this to a certain extent. So I really am on the fence with this one. Because yes, when has the Eastern Conference seen a team as stacked as Philadelphia right now?
Starting 5 anyway.
I mean, yeah. Speaking, just quickly on that, I don't think their bench is as bad as people are saying.
I think it's okay. I think that
it doesn't have to be world beaters. Boban is a solid.
Me some Bobby.
Solid bench piece. I haven't watched Mike Scott this year, but if he's anything like he was at the Wizards, that is a good bench piece.
Yeah, I mean Scott, Ennis, Simmons, Bolden. I think the buyout market...
Bolden has been good.
Bolden's been good, but I think playoffs, I think he probably gets relegated a little bit. But again, those rotations get shrunk. And like if we mentioned, 8 names there that will probably play. I think that will benefit them. But yeah, we'll move on because we're going to get to Wizards Woes. And I keep forgetting Brooklyn Bits.
Bits.
How do I forget my own teams? But we got some fancy schmancy music. Nick, play it. Wizards Woes.
The Washington Wizards are making noise.
I drank some bleach all the way down to the blue, and now I'm starting to feel like Harry Potter.
I drank some bleach to the blues.
Sometimes I can find the best stuff for this podcast. Oh man.
Wondrous.
Anyway, enough time spent about the music. Or should we play it? No, we shouldn't play it again.
We will. That's going to go to number 1 on Spotify. Piss off Ariana Grande. We're taking over, baby.
All right, mate. Wizards Woes, what do you got for me?
John Wall will never be the same with the news of his recent Achilles injury. Do we need to even speak about this? It's a pretty small discussion.
I'm gonna give this one a fact.
Yes,
obviously, Achilles injuries are really, really hard to come back from a basketball perspective.
His house as well.
I know, he fell on something. Jesus Christ! What else?
He was probably drinking some bleach, and he's into the blues.
He might have been drinking something. But I'm going to take this with a little bit of a spin.
Okay, spin it.
And
Spinsies.
He will not be the same.
Of course he won't.
Not from a basketball perspective.
Wow.
He's graduating from college, mate.
He's going to be smart, man.
He's going to come back.
Thinker.
He's going to come back with a business management degree.
Mature.
And he's going to run our business, hopefully not into the ground.
Just give himself even more money like his own contract.
I mean, he must be paying more than the GM would be. I don't know what GM rates are like, but surely $40 million a year is not what the GM is on.
No, the players get way more.
Yeah.
And it's the worst contract in the history of the
game. Yes. But he will not be the same because he's going to come back smarter. He's going to have a greater appreciation.
For a worldly view.
Exactly. He's going to be a more learned man. He may have matured a little bit.
Might be wearing some ties and some skinny ties and nicer suits. Yeah.
Uni's no cakewalk.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it is for an NBA player. I assume that it is a cakewalk for an NBA player.
Well, we know the NCAA, we won't mention.
But if it is anything like what I've been through, what you have been through, what many people I know have been through, it's a life-changing experience, it can be.
Like the spin, Nicholas.
And so hopefully he can come back. But this is the fact. He will not be the same.
Of course not.
Hopefully for the better.
I don't need to say anything, but Bobby Portis, Nick, the Wizards got a steal with me.
BP.
Jabari BP, Porterino. Porterino is great. Bobby Portis, what are you saying, mate? Just play the thing. That's what I was alluding to, you bum.
All right, let's listen to what he had to say.
I think the Wizards got a steal with me and Jabari because we're two versatile bigs.
Versatile bigs, mate. I'll give you something else that's versatile and big.
My heart.
Dog.
Your dog's small.
I know, but I didn't want to say Mwang.
Yeah. Girlfriend's in the room as well, Nicholas.
Hey! She's asleep.
She's definitely sleeping. I don't know how with the loudness of our voices.
I know, we are. I mean, I'm looking at the levels on this podcast, and I'm going to have to do some work.
You certainly will.
But yeah, I liked this trade when it happened. I was a fan of Otto Porter the season before he got his contract.
Yep.
Then he signed the big contract, and
you're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Brooklyn. I thought when he asked for the max that we should have let him go.
Okay.
I might have been a bit more on the fence than I am right now because obviously hindsight. But paying him for a max, playing the way he was a bit of an oversight. Anyway, that doesn't matter. We got Bobby Portis and Jabari Parker. I have been pro Jabari Parker for a while. When everyone's been saying he's been down, and currently, he hasn't really proved me right.
No.
But I still think he has a bit to offer. I think it gives players like, Jeff Green scored 0. I think he might have gone down injured. He only played 9 minutes though.
Right.
But it gives them more room, gives Bill more room. to play Sato. Like, a lot of players, Thomas Bryant, a lot of players that are, not so much BL, but like Sato and Bryant, give them more confidence with the ball.
Yeah,
I think it can be good.
I think a reason
and for what we traded for him, I think it's pretty good.
I think a reason why I don't like it is from the Wizards aspect. And I mean, Bobby Portis was great. I did a breakdown of his game on OGGbasketball.com.
He packs a punch, mate.
Nice. But you're going to have to offer this guy money. You're going to have to... Jabari Parker has a team option for $20 million, and there's no way you're taking that on.
It's his birthday tomorrow.
Oh,
Bobby
really?
Portis. Bleacher Report even says, happy birthday.
That's cute.
That's cute.
And he apparently knocked back a Chicago Bulls offer of like somewhere around the $40-50 million mark, and I don't think Bobby Portis is worth that.
No,
at all.
I don't either.
And I don't think Jabari Parker is worth that money. And apparently, like they've got rid of them. And Ted Leonis, I can't remember if it was Ted Leonis or Ernie Grunfeld has come out and said, you might be able to tell me that they're wanting to offer contracts to Trevor Ariza and Jeff Green. Like, what is going...
I did hear that
Why?
we want Trevor Ariza to stay.
What? Like, if you're rebuilding and you're going to offer, like, mini long-term contracts or whatever you might call them to Jeff Green and Trevor Ariza, just keep Otto Porter. Like, it just...
Yeah, it depends on what contract they come back with.
You just, like, let them go and, like, build and, like, offer more money to a guy like Satoransky, who I think can add value. Though I think another team should go for him because I think he would add immense value there as well.
Well, they can sign him to lesser deals. That is possible.
Yeah, but I don't think that they're going to be commanding that. If you get, it's just very, very strange. Very shitty front office. Brooklyn Bits. Is there music for that?
There is music for that, mate. Here we go. Doesn't quite hold the comedy value that.
A lot more fun and upbeat.
Yeah, like Brooklyn's future.
Yeah.
So I likened it to Brooklyn's future, whereas the Wizards fans will be drinking bleach soon enough. So, mate.
Yeah.
Dave Dufour.
Davey.
The big Dave.
Double D.
Double DF.
Double DF.
I really like Dave Dufour and his takes. Anyway, D'Angelo Russell will be the face of a franchise.
Can be the face of
Can be the face of
He already is, Nick. So, like, is this a fact already? He's the I mean, if you want to chuck in a Karis LeVert, who was back last night.
I was going to say, if Karis LeVert has been in the whole year, a strong push for him over D'Lo for All-Star.
You can have more than one face, Nicholas. You can have two face.
Two faces.
Batman.
But they're evil. Do you want to be an evil organization?
Kinda.
I mean, Golden State have 5 faces.
Yeah, that's a lot of faces. But I think D'Angelo, a lot of people that have been criticizing him, and it's great to see him, you know, proving those naysayers wrong, you know, in terms of his free throws, his 3-point shooting. He's 8th in the league in 3-pointers made. He's made more 3-pointers than Bradley Beal has, and Damian Lillard has. He's
a deserving All-Star,
and he's been great. Can he be? I don't want him to be. In terms of it's how you construe this. Right now, yes, he can be the face of a franchise. Can he be the face of a franchise winning a championship? No, I think D'Angelo Russell is a 2A, 3 guy on a championship team, as well as a Karis LeVert. And then if you have a Kawhi Leonard, a Kevin Durant, then that is a championship team, like at their best. But can he be the face of a franchise? He is right now.
I honestly think he can only be the franchise at Brooklyn Nets.
Okay.
Not so much for the fact that you guys aren't really making a playoff push. Oh, you are making a playoff push, but not a championship push.
Yeah.
The fact that Kenny Atkinson has revitalized this man.
Yeah.
I honestly think that he is one of these players who needs to play for under a certain coach.
Yep, that's fair.
And so you give him to a franchise like the Lakers, who didn't have a good coach.
Ruined him because of Byron Scott in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, poor management, poor coaching resulted in a D'Lo trade. And they didn't think they could get value out of it.
I think a lot of teams are starting to swing around to that, and a lot of people criticize the Lakers and their coaching and their lack. The Lakers don't have a shooting coach. Like, they don't have a shooting coach, and you have Lonzo Ball on your roster, you have Brandon Ingram on your roster, you have Kyle Kuzma. They need 3-point shooting more than any other. But man, we love bagging the Lakers. We love Brooklyn Bits. We love Wizards Woes. Nick killing it as always with that music. Speaking of music, play JBT of the week, please. JBT of the week.
Yes, for those of you who are new, this is where we recognise the players that have been outstanding in their position.
We could release an album
for this
or
a JBT album.
Wow, that's a venture. That's a venture right there. I think put it on Spotify. I'm thinking, Nick. We should talk about.
That's dangerous, mate. That's dangerous. Don't let you think. Taking the point guard position, Russell Westbrook had his 8th straight.
To get his 9th today.
Straight, yes, 8th straight 9th today. Triple double. He's killing it. I think it's ever since his All-Star
season.
Sort of
He's
nod.
Still
No, like nod. Like it was. Oh, not so much All-Star nod, but
MVP.
Because he was poor at the start of the year. I think he's sort of finding his groove again.
Not shooting wise, but I think he is a more balanced player than he has ever been.
Okay, there you
I
go.
think Paul George is
So Oklahoma as they rolled past the trade depleted Grizzlies, 117-95. That was on Thursday night. Westbrook finished with 15 points, 15 assists, 13 rebounds. Now has the longest triple-double streak of his career and is one short of Wilt Chamberlain's NBA record of 9 straight.
They did it today against Houston.
Set in 1968.
Did it today.
Well done there, Big Russ. Shooting guard, no surprises. James Harden posted an epic stat line contributing in every single category while providing extremely efficient scoring. He had 44 points, 15 of 26 from the field, 3 of 13 from 3.
5 of 13.
5 of 13 from 3. Dyslexia is 9 of 11 from the free throw line. He also had 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and a block in just 38 minutes. I say just, it's only 4 minutes off
10 minutes.
Yeah. 10 minutes off, 42. What's wrong with my brain?
I don't know.
So
I mean, lots of things.
Anything less than 40, I think, is a slow game. I know that's not really the modern take, but maybe I'm a bit old school in that regard. During Monday's 118-110 win over the Suns, that performance made it 27 straight games of
28 today.
30 points.
Against, and Nick,
Did they play today?
They did. I'm changing the small forward as well, Nicholas. I'm taking over. It's Paul George, baby. Paul George in the OKC win, I think.
OKC won, yeah.
OKC win in 41 minutes, had 45 points, 6 of 14 from 3, 12 of 22 from the field, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Sorry, KD, but it kind of works out well because we don't like you very much right now.
Harden had 42 points in that game, so yes, that does extend it out to 28 games.
Lots of games.
Yes, the power forward spot. You're not changing this on me, are you?
I'm not.
Newly appointed captain of Team Giannis.
Giannis
Antetokounmpo. It is Team Giannis, I guess.
Yeah.
Giannis Antetokounmpo recorded his 3rd triple-double of the season.
Double-double.
Triple-double.
I have the dyslexia. I've caught
But it was a double-double.
What?
Why did you write triple-double? It was a double-double. 30 points, 15 assists, 9 assists. So 15 rebounds, 9 assists, and 3 blocks. 3 blocks is impressive. And the Bucks win. Doesn't matter. It was a double of some regard.
It certainly was.
And the center, Andre Drummond.
They gave me the double.
Andre Drummond's contributions proved to be crucial in a 129-103 victory at Little Caesars Arena, finishing the night.
He did have a triple-double.
As the team. It was 10 assists?
Yeah.
Well, why'd you write 9? Well,
I copied and pasted off CBS Sports. So I'm
plug. CBS Sports. The 25-year-old center, Andre Drummond, has been a double-double machine of late, extending his streak to 9 straight games with a double-double. He got 27 points, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 12 of 14 from the field, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks as well in 26 minutes, in just 26 minutes. Against Denver, yes. All right, so that's your JB team of the week.
Bang.
Westbrook, Harden, Giannis, Drummond, and Paul George.
Yep.
And Paul George, yes.
He's
all right. The changed one. All right.
Yep.
Let's get to Rookie Watch.
Put it down, young fella.
Best all-around rookie ever.
The best rookie we've ever seen.
Lesson 1, rookie. Expect the unexpected.
Now, that's probably the best thing Paul Pierce is ever going to contribute to basketball analysis. He is so bad. Rookie
the truth, baby.
He's false. One vote goes to, despite the loss to Boston, Colin Sexton was sexy and fantastic, putting up 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. The 2 votes goes to Bags, Marvin Bagley. Finished with a career-high 24 points to go along with 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocks in a superb showing against San Antonio. But we know who it is. It's the Don. Luka Doncic recorded his 3rd career triple-double in a win over the Mavs. 19 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. I don't think any teenager has done 3 triple-doubles ever. Not even LeBron. But
he's an amazing man.
His Don is good. Is off topic.
I'm so excited for... okay, good segue.
How about we play the basketball?
What the heck are you talking about?
Now the question is, pants or shorts?
Sandwiches, toasted or fresh. He just sits on people.
That is complete shit.
What? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Off topic.
Off topic.
Off topic.
Off topic?
Yes, welcome to another...
Pizza!
Jesus! You scared the crap out of me.
Oh, wow.
Yes, this is an off... Thank you, Jack. You ruined my thunder. This is a off-topic about pizza, and I feel like we've done this before.
National Pizza Day.
But it is National Pizza Day.
So I just saw it. I was literally... We were going to do another
We
off-topic.
can never chat too much about pizza or food on this podcast.
Yes. I need to have dinner immediately after I get home. Might have to get a snack on the way as well.
Chelsea, would you like to put your 2 cents in on this podcast? No, she's shaking her head.
Yeah,
okay,
she's,
fair enough. She doesn't want the world to know that she has prawns, chicken, pineapple...
Barbecue sauce!
On her pizza. Barbecue chicken pizza's nice. But, couple it with pineapple and prawns. What?
Wow.
I'm sorry. With salami as well. It's just an infestation of meats. With pineapple. It's weird.
The individual ingredients are amazing.
I love pineapple by itself. As a fruit.
Yes.
As a fruit is amazing. As a topping, no.
It is sacrilege, and anyone who does it... I'm not going to say because she's sitting right behind.
She's sitting right behind. Just giving Jack the judgmental looks.
The pillow will probably hit me on the head a couple of times. But my pizza...
Yes, so describe your ideal pizza, mate. Does it have cheese?
Yes.
Hot take.
New York style pizza.
Okay.
2 Bros, East Village, baby.
It was nice.
Bit of chili oil.
Yes.
Just pepperoni or sausage. Bang, bang, some chili flakes. The best goat style pizza in the world. Come at me.
I'm generally a minimalist when it comes to pizzas, and I think that's the... So I agree with you with your New York style pizza, dollar slice with chili flakes on top. Just for like just a cheap dinner. That's amazing. I am impartial to the salami, so I would have, but that costs an extra 20 cents. So I generally just buy.
You didn't do it because you bought a PS4.
Yes, I bought a PS4 Black Friday though. So in fact, it wasn't even that much cheaper. Anyway, this is not the conversation. It's pizza. So I'm generally a minimalist. I'm tending to go towards more pepperoni pizzas if I'm getting them from Australia. Okay. With a bit of chili, maybe some onion. Onion on pizza is
pepper?
Good. Pepper?
I like pepper. I had, when I was in New York most recently, I had sausage and pepper.
That seems wrong to me. Just as a straight up, like, pepper doesn't belong on pizza.
Pepper?
I'm Italian, mate.
Right.
You listen to me.
You're also Dutch.
It's true. So, like, it sort of evens it out in terms of culinary skills.
But, Nick, for me, and we've spoken about your culinary escapades in terms of the deep dish, but base is everything in pizza. That is what Australian pizza in general, like, and I'm not saying, like, Largon Street and some of the best, like, 400 gradi or whatever you want to call it. I can't remember what
400 gradi.
Oh, ci va prodato Liano.
Touche.
But yeah, I think base is the foundation of an amazing pizza.
It is literally that.
But you can chuck on the best sauce, the best cheese, the best salami, the best pineapple, the best prawns.
For whatever else tickles your fancy.
Plenty, apparently. But yeah, you got to get the base right. It's all about the base. I'm all about that. Yeah, that way. All about that base.
Because you can get
no pineapple.
A lot. Oh my god.
Remix, baby.
You can have the base has a lot to do with how you cook it. So if you
and it's how much.
If you don't have a well cooked base, then you can get your base.
It's to prove
soggy.
Must prove.
Mm-hmm. Because I am a fan of thick bases. I'm a fan of thin bases. So like thin crust pizza.
All about thin.
A bit of crunch, but something a bit thicker. I am a fan as well because it's like bread. When it's doughy, that's what you don't want.
Yeah.
So like big pizza ovens, you essentially cook it on a hot plate.
Yeah.
With a fire on top of it. So it's like it cooks bottom to top nicely. So your cheese melts quickly, but then the heat from the stone cooks the base, and it's really, really good. There's a place near us, Pier 71, they do a really good sort of traditional Italian pizzas.
Yeah.
I'm more of a fan of Stella's Pizza.
All right. I like Stella's.
Yeah, Stella's.
It's been a while
it's all west sides. This is all Western Melbourne stuff.
Yeah, probably should mention that it's not like LA, West Coast, and San Francisco.
But yeah, and the bases at Stella's are a little bit thicker, but it's more like it's more bready.
Yeah.
But then I'm a huge fan. I mean, I'm a pizza lover. I'm a huge fan of Chicago deep dish. Just cheese upon cheese.
It's like a lasagna.
And sauce. It is like it's a lasagna
pizza
with no layers.
Yeah.
It's just a block of cheese.
Melted.
If that was a cold pizza, it would just be a block of cheese. It would not. Yeah.
Not gonna hate on that.
It's amazing. But yeah, I tend to like the base is important. Agree, but I'm a fan of many bases. I even enjoy stuffed crust bases.
So Domino's style.
More Pizza Hut.
Okay.
They're cheaper pizzas, and you can taste that.
Yeah.
But like the quality
Value.
doesn't dip off dramatically.
Yep, value.
And they do a really nice stuffed crust.
All right.
I really like stuffed crust.
Didn't they do like? Haven't there been like meat pies?
Yeah, there was a meat pie
hot
crust.
Dogs.
Hot dog crust. I love hot dogs.
Yeah.
But I reckon that might be a bit weird. Meat pie, I reckon I can get around.
Okay.
I reckon I can get around the meat pie.
Let us know your pizza thoughts, ladies and gents. We've gone a little bit longer because we had to speak about pizza this week. And if
just before we, what are your thoughts on vegetables on pizza?
I just said pepper. Like I like pepper.
Wait, are you talking like black pepper or capsicum? Like peppers? Oh, I love capsicum on. Mate, it's called capsicum in Australia.
I've lived in London and I've been to America. Like
when you say there's a difference between pepper and peppers. If you had said peppers.
Pepper.
If you had said peppers, I would have been like, oh yeah, red pepper, like bell peppers.
Yeah, red, green.
But pepper is ground black pepper.
Peppers.
Pepper pig. I do love some pepper pig on my pizza.
Whoa!
Some bacon, some pork.
Yeah, all about it. Pizza thoughts, anything. You like the longer episode, don't like it. At the jbtpodcast at gmail.com.
Ooh, that was a quick pot. That was a quick plug. You've perfected that.
It was.
All right, mate.
Do I? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay. That's just about does it for another week of of JBT, and we'd just like to say thank you so much for tuning in and making it this far. Props to you. You can catch us as always on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Pocket Casts, Blog Talk Radio, or wherever it is you listen to your podcast. We are on there.
YouTube, maybe.
Mate. I mean,
I'll put us up on there. Maybe
okay.
if you want it, I'll do it.
I mean, if you email us. Yeah. If YouTube is how you internalize your podcast, then let us know. Do us a solid, leave us a rating and review as well. It helps us out a bunch.
We might get back to reading those on air if you do it and you send us a screenshot.
Yeah, I mean 5 star.
Fives.
So remember, it's you guys that make the show great. So we appreciate any and every post heading our way. So until next week,
keep balling, superstar.